name, that's Sam Law. Hear myself when I hear y'all talk. See my kicks when I see y'all walk. Flex on me, y'all ain't strong. Say my name, that's Sam Law. Still on top, yeah, it's been that long. They won't know till I say I'm gone. They won't know, say my name. Hey everyone, and welcome to the That Sam Law Show, and I'm your host, Sam Law. Today we have a very, very special guest to me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's gonna be emotional. It might be emotional, it might not, we don't know. We never know where we're going on the That Sam Law Show, but the Long Island Gaming League is here. This is a millennial organization founded by Dennis Buchanan and Mitchell Backus. I probably butchered his last name because I've heard it other ways, but I can never say it right.
Now you good.
But both of these gentlemen have been in my life for a very long time, and they actually are very, 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 very deep contributors to That Sam Law and everything I'm about, everything that I do for my charity. It's just how I live my life every day, and I'm grateful for knowing these young men and seeing everything they've done over the last few years, especially the Long Island Gaming League. So, welcome, Dennis and Mitch.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. So, tell me about yourselves and where you're from, and you can take your time, each one at a time. Okay. We don't usually have two guests, but today we have two special guests.
Double trouble.
Exactly, right? All right, so I guess I'll go first. My name is Dennis. I'm from Bayshore, New York, born and raised, lived a lot of places on Long Island. And I don't know, about myself, I went mountain climbing before, so most people don't know that. So I dropped that, especially on here, so I went mountain climbing.
I saw the pictures, y'all, because he's family.
I like to do just kind of different adventure things. I like to work with the youth, help people, and all around just network. So pretty easygoing type of guy.
Mitch.
What do I like to do? All right, so first off, my name is Mitchell from the town of Babylon, born and raised. What I like to do? I like long walks on the beach.
It ain't a dating app, bro.
I like to yoga. Oh, my bad.
Hey, he's like, I'm putting in the plug.
I was in the wrong show. Nah, but just like Dennis and everybody knows, I just like to be involved in the community. I like to see my people do good. So I've been, from putting together, networking events to having my own consulting and management practice. I just like to put myself in positions where I can help people do better and tap into the best version of themselves.
Okay, so you guys are, part of that millennial movement on Long Island.
We just made the cut, though. We just made the cut.
You're trying to age us now. You're trying to age us now, right?
Listen, I don't specifically tell people's ages. Y'all in a generation. I don't know if y'all at the end or the beginning or the middle. I don't care.
We right in the party.
But y'all in the party, exactly.
Yes.
You was invited.
Yes.
You was invited to the cookout and the millennial celebration.
Right next to the ribs.
Right, exactly. It's Millennial Monday, so we always celebrating our millennials, especially from my home of Long Island. So, I got a question.
Okay.
Because I know y'all personally, so we're going to get personal. Now, you were in business development. You're in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
How'd y'all start a gaming league? Like, where did that come from?
Oh, man. So, where we start, right? All right. So, it kind of all started when we were doing the podcast together. Mm-hmm. And March Madness was coming around, and Mitch was just like, I did this thing called Friends and Family. So I'm not really that big into sports as most people would think. That's kind of where Mitch comes in. Mm-hmm. And we were working with kids at the STEP program at NYIT. So from working with the kids, what's what we love to do, we're engaging them. And then Mitch is like, yo, we should do something sports-wise, like some type of league or competition or tournament and everything. I was like, man, I don't know nothing about sports. Like I can't do it. I don't know nothing about sports. But anyway, I started to sit and think about it, and esports was really starting to blow up around this time. So I hit up Mitch. I'm like, yo, man, look, I got an idea. You know how you kept saying we should do something like a tournament or a league or something like that? He's like, yeah, what you got for me? Esports. He's like, wait, what? I don't know how that's gonna work. He said, but if you with it, you rock with it. And from there, it was just like generally listening to the kids and how they were growing up in this industry, and then just Mitch's love for sports and the community, and in my misunderstanding, but figuring out how we could do something together. And that allowed us to really get the first steps of esports, where it was based in how can we help these kids, and Mitch's love for sports overall. So I don't know if I left anything out, but that's what I remember.
I mean, it really covers most of it. I think, because it's funny, I remember the day he came to me, it was literally a conversation in the car. We just got finished, because we have a contract where we now teach esports, but prior to that we were teaching business and entrepreneurship at the New York Institute of Technology. And we were sitting in the car, and I can remember he looked at me just like that. He said, yo, I want to start an esports league. And the same way he looked at me, because, originally, as you know, because you were a guest on our podcast, the same thing he said to me when he said, I want to start a podcast. He looked at me, I said, okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? So we just went ahead and one thing I know about him is that when it comes to ideas, he usually doesn't miss.
Talk about it.
Right. So
I can attest to that.
So when he says a thing, I'm like, all right. My thing is I got to go into management mode, and I said, how can we work this out? You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what we did, and that's why we're here today.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm gonna tell y'all my little story. So when I was starting out, I worked in the spirits industry, and that I'm not a medium, so the other spirits. And I was doing an event, and I stumbled upon Dennis, and he was with the head of marketing at Hofstra, some real bougie titles and all that. And they were just talking.
He had a bow tie.
Yeah. Nah, Dennis didn't have a bow tie. Dennis was relaxed. We were at.
The Buchanan.
I think we were at the Lily's. We were at Lily's in Babylon. We were at Lily's. Yep. And he was like, yeah, I do affordable marketing for small businesses. I lost my cards, y'all. I ain't even gonna get them. And and I was just like, okay. But at the time, like I had my own little company that I started, and I was doing mobile hospitality services. And Dennis was like, yeah, I think I can help you. And his boy was like, he could help you. And I was like, no, he can't help me. I can afford him. Well, like a couple weeks later, I was like, it says affordable. Let me see if
you can afford it.
Yeah, let me see if I can afford it, right? So I hit him up. He was like, yeah, I'm going to come to you. I'm going to meet. We're going to have a meeting. We're going to sit down. We're going to go over everything. And I was like, I hate talking to people, but okay. So he came through, and I mean, from that moment, I've been blessed, and I prospered. So I understand when you say, well, if he says it, I got to trust it, right? Because when he's said things to me and spoken life into me, I've trusted it, and I've done pretty darn well for myself. I can't even front. But I remember in like 2018, 2019, when you was like, I'm gonna start a gaming league, and I was like, you play games? Do you have time to play games? What is this? I was like, all right, well, I'm all in. Whatever you want to do, I'm in. I need to be wherever you are. I gotta say, you're my mentor. You're my big brother, you're my mentor, and I'm blessed. So
there you go.
I lost my cards. I'm gonna just do something, get on, pick them up so y'all can see
my
fit.
I get
No,
the cards.
I got it.
Okay.
I want to show my fit, y'all. Hey. We gonna do it real smooth, We gonna do a little this, a little that. We gonna show the fit. Y'all heard it? Okay. Anyways, shout outs to Express for this fit. So guys, you guys obviously are doing your thing in business. Y'all are in schools. Y'all are everywhere. We hanging out at different cool eateries and breweries and all those things. But as millennials, we get into business and we do things, and we don't always do it perfect.
Right.
What are some mistakes you might have made?
Oh.
I'll let you take this one first.
Me? Oh man, I think you gotta give them the vibes first. I'm gonna just chime in.
Oh man, I made a lot of mistakes. you know, as you both were kind of mentioning different business aspects and ventures that I went into, he had briefly mentioned the Buchanan collection. So it was a clothing line.
I remember.
Right? So he briefly brought that up. So I'm going to talk about a really big mistake that I learned in that. So as you both have mentioned, when I have an idea, I go for it, and boom, it hits. Well, the D. Buchanan collection, I did the exact same thing. I started getting some ties, ordering them, and, you know, kind of hit the streets out of the back of my trunk, that whole story that everybody talks about. Started selling them. Okay, what I didn't realize about the fashion industry, because I was brand new to it, is that the re-up order and the processing is a lot longer to get to you than it is to sell it. So what ended up happening was I was in a couple of stores here on Long Island. I had some big distribution, but I sold all of my product.
Wow.
So within a month, they was like, oh, can we get some more of your product? And I had realized that it was going to take at least another 3 months to get it. So in essence, the business dried
sold
up.
out.
Yeah.
I think that's a plus.
It's a plus, but in essence, the business dried up faster than I was able to refill it. And I guess the lesson that I learned from that was, you know, it's good to jump right into things, which is what I did, but it's also to know the terrain in which you're going into and kind of know the pitfalls and the shortcomings that might affect your business.
Right.
So you don't create an amazing thing and then it goes short because you had short-sightedness of what the industry really entailed. So that was my mistake of a very nice, lucrative clothing line that, due to improper planning, didn't happen.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. He probably don't want me to tell y'all, but if y'all go on YouTube, you can see him modeling this stuff if you type his name in. And he's extra young, so it's fun to watch. But I remember you telling me about this. So that's like a lesson in fast fashion. I've seen. All right, I'm a shopper. I like clothes. It's obvious.
Shout out to Express.
Shout them out, because they be showing me love on social media. But, you know, and I worked at Express for a long time growing up. But one of the things I will say is that when I've been talking to different retailers, fast fashion is a thing. And if you can't keep up with the demand, you're not going to do as well as you might like. But I also think there's something cool to being sold out.
Right. Says a lot about the brand, but like you said, you got to be able to replenish it, you know. So.
But with gaming, it's never ending. There's always something.
Always something.
Always
something.
So they say you need a team to grow, right? You know, and obviously you're a team. I feel we're a team.
Right.
Yep. My team's here.
Right. This is the whole team function.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. What do you feel like makes a great team?
Ooh. Well, I'll say this. Number one is communication, right? Communication and understanding. Because I know a lot of times, you know, they see us together a lot. but a lot of times, you know, I'll say that we've been working together now going about almost 8 years.
Wow.
Right?
It's a long time.
So 8 years of being in business together, you have some conversations. Now, we never had no crazy ones because, you know, I like to say, he says it all the time, but I say it like this: so we feed off each other very well. We know, like, if he knows I'm getting it, I call it in Diddy mode. Where I be like, yo, take that, shut up, go walk and get me some cheesecake. If I get into that bag, he knows that. All right, Mitch, you gotta hear me out though.
Right.
Like, all right, I'm gonna calm down. Yeah. And when he gets to too cool for school mode, now he knows I gotta give him the perspective. So a lot of times, you know, because we're able to communicate and not. There's no ego, because we've both been in situations where we've had partners prior, we worked with other teams before, and there's a lot of ego there, and we learn from past history, you can't really succeed when there's too many heads in the box.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But if you put the minds together, then you can create some magic. Absolutely. So I think that's one of the things, create communication and understanding. Also, I'll also say is that, you know, you got to know where both visions fit in your own personal journey in life, because ultimately, I played games a long time ago. I actually gave up gaming when I was in college because I was a student athlete. I had a business at the time, So I had no time to play. I had to give something up.
You played football, right?
Play football, right. So ultimately, I said, you know what? I was a big Madden head, played a lot of Madden. And one day I was just in my 15th season on the game because I played one season a week. And then I played the college and I recruited the college players into the Madden. I was a head. I was a Madden head. So one day I just looked up. I said, gotta give it away. So I gave it up. So fast forward, almost 15 years later and say, oh, I'm actually running, one of the largest gaming leagues in Long Island.
The premier gaming league.
I was trying to the premier. Knowing that, I would have never have seen it, thought it. But the thing about it is that, like you said, it's about understanding where your vision is. I know that, I love working with Long Island business owners. And knowing that there's somebody that's looking to start, this type of company in this industry that's really untapped. Nobody's really cracked the code out here. And to be a part of that journey, that just says a lot, and something that you definitely want to be a part of. So you got to know where you fit in somebody's vision. You got to know how it fits in your vision, because when you understand that, then you know how to work together and move, move in unison.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Y'all learn how to make a team. Listen, teamwork make the dream work.
There you go.
Hey. So, what do you feel like something is that people kind of misunderstand about the gaming league?
Oh man.
I know our thing was parents.
Yeah, a lot of people misunderstand the gaming league. Generally speaking, we're not as known for what we do in terms of what people think of esports. People think of esports and they think it's just video games and nobody's paying attention. Or people think of esports and it's just a lot of money in it. And our league coming into the scene, we decided to go where people didn't really think about esports, and that's with education. So a lot of times people misunderstand us for just a video game company, whether we're making the equipment or setting up tournaments, where we're really trying to educate the community when it comes to the parents, the high schools, and the younger kids that are growing up in the industry. So we think that's the biggest misunderstanding, at least what I would say. Mitch may have a different opinion, but we're more than just a video game company. We're looking at it as an opportunity to help those who are growing in this industry, because this is a big industry that's growing, and we want to make sure that they have the tools to succeed in it as it continues to grow. So we'll educate them and play video games and have fun at the same time.
Facts.
Yeah, I would say the thing, because with the operation, I spend a lot of time on the educational side. So I would say that a lot of one of the bigger misnomers is about what the benefits of the industry can do from a career standpoint. A lot of people think that these people are just playing video games, right?
Right.
But there's a whole industry behind it.
Right.
There's the fashion that comes with it. There's the music that's laid out on all of the different games.
Right.
One of the things Dennis was like,
it's a movie.
I'm talking about the movie. So when the last Call of Duty came out, I called him up. I was in my Diddy bag, right? I called him. I was like, yo, bro. I said, yo, my man, did you see that? Because I don't know if you saw it. If you didn't see it,
I didn't see it.
You definitely want to check it out. You go on YouTube, you can watch the rollout.
Yep.
Oh, y'all know that's me in Fortnite.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is they're taking these games and they're turning it into movies. Where it's like when they roll it out, it's a big production. So when you talk about the production, there are people covering the production, like the Sam Law show, right? Right? There's so many things that go behind and around it. There's so much industry and careers that are being budded. Nobody's aware of it, and I think they just think it's them playing video games. They don't know about the cognitive functioning that you can gain from being in front of the six, the hand-eye coordination, everything that comes along with it. There's just so many benefits to being involved in the industry. We just look at it from a very linear perspective.
Superficial kind of.
Yeah, very on the surface.
Right.
We got to go a little deeper and understand what it can really do for a person's career and also what it could do for them as a whole.
Right. So when you talk about the gaming and you talk about this world that we're in today, we're talking about the reality world, like the IRL, right? In real life. So we just talk about in real life.
Okay.
But I want to talk about the new frontier.
Here we go.
Just wait for it.
We want to talk about the new frontier because we want to be ahead of the curve, not behind it here on the That Sam Law Show. how do you feel like you will be able to incorporate yourselves into the metaverse? And what will events look like for you guys there?
Oh, man.
Or for us, because I'm secretly a part of the gaming league.
Man, so the metaverse is it's a crazy thing that's going on. As of recently, we started to look into it a little bit more. And again, the metaverse is really big on community, so it kind of falls in line with what we do. Also, the fact that, as a gaming league, a lot of people, back to the last question, was, do we have a physical location? Where can we come to your spot? Where can we visit you? We're thinking at looking at the metaverse as that opportunity to be able to provide a location where everybody, no matter where they are on Long Island or throughout the world, there'll be a spot of the Long Island Gaming League where they can come to, whether it's a tournament or whether it's a webinar or it's educational, it's informative. We're going to utilize the metaverse to continue to bring more community together to where now it's not based off of, well, where's your location? It's like, come join us in the metaverse. Let's have a game party or something like that. That's kind of where I see us going on into that metaverse to continue to expand our community as well as educate them along the way.
And I would say like this, because when you talk about the metaverse is really no different from, like you call it, the IRL, right? It's just that they're building it right now. So, there's opportunity. When you look about in real life, you have business, you have product, you have services, you have whatever you need there. Well, that'll all be available in the metaverse, to some degree. So a lot of the operations, because ultimately, and once again, it goes back to like understanding your purpose, right? With the gaming, we like to create unique experiences. So ultimately, whatever's happening in the metaverse, we want to bring in a unique way where we can bring together our group of followers and people that support what we represent and bring it there as well too.
I agree with that. I remember our first time like doing something together when you guys had me in your pod. We made drinks together. We did some mixology together.
Right.
That was kind of like metaverse-like. It was the adjacent,
Right.
100%.
And you were where you were, you were where you were, I was where I was, and we were hanging out having a good time. And I had a really good time, and we've done that a few times together, So when I think about that, I know the events, we have events coming up and throughout the year that we're looking forward to.
Particularly the summer.
Yes, the summer.
Buddy.
When I met you in the summer. I am so looking forward to this summer and all the things that we have coming, that we have to look forward to. One of the things I want to talk about, because I feel like, okay, I'm going to touch on this real quick. So as a gamer who's been like a sim girl since she was 15, and now I'm however old I am, but being a simmer, one of the things that I find interesting is like I'm ready for the metaverse. Like I know how to shop, I know how to do all the things I need to do.
You'll be a metaverse tour guide.
Right. I'm excited for it, but I can't lie. Having a certain experience like with my partner's not into gaming as much as I guess he was in college or high school or whatever he used to game. But like I actually watched him like beat some butts in 2K at one of the events, and it was fun. Like I felt like a different level of connection. I mean, even just hanging out at your birthday party talking about the metaverse, like we connected in a different way. We went home, we had interesting conversations about what is this brave new world going to be like. Right. And I feel like we're ready to go into it. And I thank you guys for being a part of that guide, the guides into this brave new world.
No problem.
So as we go into this brave new world, we have a thing, we have authority, and we have authoritative figures. And we know a lot of young people are eager, and I mean young people, not us, but much younger than ourselves, Gen Zers and whatever the other generation is under them, because I don't know what the letter is or what we gonna call them. I didn't look it up, y'all, before the episode. We might be running out of alphabet. But, the parents, they think like this is a time suck, and they think like, there's nothing you can do. You're wasting your time on video games all day. And I am a mother of a gamer. I am a gamer. I have two gamers, actually. My daughter's into The Sims. My son is into Roblox right now. It was Fortnite, but whatever. He's ever evolving because he's so young. you know, we did an event where we educated parents on gaming for children that are differently abled.
Right.
We educated them on gaming, like how to do it safely so they're not being hacked and all of that.
Right.
What are some hot tips that you can give parents so that they can enjoy this universe and they can see all the opportunity for their children if that's where their children's interest lies?
Number one, come out to our next event.
Yeah.
Because
we can't plug the date because, you know.
Timestamp.
But
got you.
you gotta keep
we'll
in mind, you gotta follow us.
Right.
We
So,
always
yeah.
have
Yeah,
events.
follow us. We'll have events, but. Yeah.
At our next and latest event, wherever that may be, wherever you see this.
In the metaverse or in
the metaverse,
IRL.
There you go. It gives you an opportunity where you get to understand, because sometimes the parents just are lacking information, you know?
Facts.
And not only that, they don't have a space for themselves to enjoy the experience. So we can provide both in one setting.
We can and we have.
And we have. Let's do it, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll say that, and then I will also, like I said, just find ways to get the information and understand why your kid likes to play the game. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you're looking from the outside in and not from the inside out. You know what I mean? And from that perspective, you understand why he wants to, like, you know, I did like this. My daughter was clueless about games, but she's always on the iPad. So I said, let me try it out one day. So I had an old Xbox, I hooked it up. I said, have at it, you know? Now she's all in it. She's, you know, she's all in the joint, right? So she's hooked. She likes it, and there's a place for it. Now I know, like, if she wanted to take it to the next step, you know, we could teach her lessons. Like, for example, she plays the game, she gets frustrated. So I said, why are you frustrated? I can't beat it. Did you practice? Now I can talk to her about practicing. You know what I'm saying? We repeat it. You know, if you practice, you can be the best version of yourself. I can give her some game from the game.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you talk to your kid, you find out why they are playing it. Now you have a connection, and you can instill some of your wisdom on them because you know what points to hit on.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
No, and just to piggyback off what he said, but for the parents out there, in a more direct way is, as Mitch said, you know, sit down, talk to them, ask the question why they play, and then structure it the way you structure anything else that your child does. Any sport that they do, you know, they're got to be at this practice at this time to do that. There's structure. Right now, a lot of parents aren't putting any structure into the gameplay, whether they're playing for 4 hours or 24 hours.
Haphazard.
Right. So now it's just kind of give us some structure. Don't pull them away without understanding why. And then once you do, structure it because, you know, you're the authority. So it's just like, hey, if I tell you can't play, you can't play.
Right.
But you can play for 2 hours. And why did you play? What's your goal? And then
What's
ask
your
them,
end
as he
game?
said, it opens up more conversation. So I would definitely say sit down with them, ask what game they play, listen, then structure it from there, the same way you do the rest of your parenting.
Agreed. One of the things I remember in one of my field trips with you guys was getting to meet the legendary Nate Hill. And he said, make sure you do something else. I play basketball and I like clothes. You know, that's what he said. He said, listen, you got gaming, and he's like, and I game. He was like, but listen, I step away from the games and I play ball, and he's like, and I go shopping. He's a shopper. If you see him, you watch any of his stuff, he's always got on some fly gear. And it hit my child hard when he said that. It was like, Nate Hill said this, so I must, you know, follow. But he was like, all right, I'm gonna play soccer, I'm gonna play ball, you know, I'm gonna have something else I'm interested in. But I'm still get back to my gaming, and of course, as a parent, he's got a time limit on how much he can game through the day.
Right.
But no, I think a lot of parents are going to benefit from those tidbits, and they're going to pull up and come out to some events and get involved and get their kids involved.
We always got something going on.
Have a game and an adult beverage, you know?
Hey, have a game and some fun, y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I got a question.
Okay.
What do you feel like is your biggest contribution to the gaming culture?
The biggest contribution to the gaming culture. Wow. As for myself personally, or just as the league, so I could.
However, I would like to answer. I'm not too choosy.
Man, the biggest contribution I think is showing the community that if we work together, we can do amazing things, even if it's seems to be small. So I would think that would be our contribution of really showing how gamers, game enthusiasts, and alike can work together to create beautiful events, educate the community, and still have fun doing it.
Right.
I was gonna say, he already said collaboration in a more eloquent way. So I'm gonna just say the other aspect would be educating both parents and the youth that there's a game behind the game.
Right.
And, you know, we might have missed the Google game, the Uber game, the WeWork game.
Talk about it.
You know, the Airbnb game.
Whoa.
You know, I can name them all.
But we headed to the metaverse, so don't miss that, y'all.
You know what I mean? When you look at this perspective of, like I said, the opportunity that has budded because of this. We always call it, whether it was podcasting, online courses, or whatever we've done, or in esports, we always call it the triangle offense of what we would do, and what we call the digital revolution. This would be our play, right?
Right.
So from that perspective, knowing that there is a game and the opportunity is so available, you've got to lift the curtains up and see what's going on. Because if you sit here and sleep through this whole situation, you know, you're missing out. Really find out on the new waves of currency. You know how NFTs are going to play, how the NFTs are going to play into society. You know, some of the gaming companies that are publicly traded that you can add towards your portfolio. Some of the companies that are backed by bonds.
I'm a Roblox girl. I got stock in that.
There you go. There you go. So ultimately, there are so many different things that we've been doing all our lives, from stocks, real estate, you know, working for a company, entrepreneurship, that apply to this industry. How does that apply to your life and your own family's portfolio? I think we're really trying to let them know that, listen, tap in. There's a game. You know, we don't got all the answers, but we meeting the people, we having the conversations, and we're learning what's happening. So if there's any information we can give, listen, we're here to do that.
Well, one of the things that I like to touch on that you guys didn't mention, and you don't have to go into it, but I do want to drop this, is that you're educating young people in disadvantaged communities about how to get in on this.
Yes.
You know, you have partnerships with schools throughout Long Island where you're building like e-gaming leagues. I know my alma mater, CW Post, they have a gaming league, they have a gaming team. Yeah, they're like all about it. And just knowing, like, I took my daughter to school, attended Admitted Students Day, and she, you know, I was like, oh, you got a gaming league here. And who did I think of? The first two people I thought of was my, you know, my gaming league family. And listen, just to know that children that might not have been, that's a privileged school. And to know that children that might not have that opportunity or that privilege, because of you guys can have that privilege, that's a beautiful thing. So I just want to applaud you for that contribution.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So guys, we've come to a close. It's been I've had an absolutely lovely time with you as always, and there's gonna be many, many, many more.
Yes. Look forward to coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where can we find you? How can we connect? How can everyone in IRL world or the Metaverse meet up, hang out, and get to know you or become part of the Long Island Gaming League? And do you have to be from Long Island to be part of the Long Island Gaming League?
You don't have to be from Long Island to be part of the Long Island Gaming League. It does, for those Long Islanders who are here, get a lot more benefit, but information could be given anywhere, so you don't have to be a part of the Long Island Gaming League. You don't have to live in Long Island to be a part of the Long Island Gaming League. As far as how to find us, just type in Esports Long Island on Google, and all of our information pops up. So we try to make it very easy for you to find us. And if that doesn't work for some strange reason, just LI Gaming League is all of our social media tags. And also follow us on Eventbrite, because that's how you'll be able to know about our informational webinars, any private events for LIGL members, any events that we have going on in the community, as far as our bar tour for the summer. It's all on Eventbrite. That's where we'll be hosting all of our events, and ways to book us if you want us to do an event for you. Follow us on Eventbrite.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for coming on the That Sam Law Show. I'm so grateful to have you. Sam Law family. Listen, I'm about to give y'all a name. I feel like y'all deserve a name.
Is there a thing?
The Sam Law family.
You got your own
My name is Sam Law, so I feel like y'all are the jury. Y'all always giving me y'all opinions, right? And your thoughts and your verdicts.
The jury's
So
out.
listen, to the jury, we officially named y'all the
Okay,
jury. Y'all like that?
okay.
I kind
Yeah,
of
we
like
rock
that.
with it.
Jury's out.
Action, y'all like that? All right, the
Jury's
jury.
out.
The jury it
Jury's
is.
out.
So listen, jury, we got some great guests coming up in the season. We got Izzy Potter. We got BB. We have Brandon Lee. We got another amazing, this guy's all comedy. He is a TikTok influencer that's going to knock your socks off, and he's also a part of the health food industry.
Nice.
And we just have so many more exciting guests, and I love it when y'all come and kick it with me, spend a half hour with me, and just keep coming, jury, and let me know what your thoughts. You know, leave some comments, leave some thoughts, real thoughts. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to the That Sam Law Show.
All y'all enjoyment, a song y'all can step with.